In this video, I'm gonna show how you can make your GoPro video and also photos look even better. Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer. These GoPro cameras are amazing, versatile little devices. You can make really good looking video footage and also nice looking photos on these devices. However, in bright light conditions like on a bright sunny day, your video may look a little bit choppy, and that is because the camera is forced to use way too fast shutter speed. For a smooth and cinematic video footage, you need to use so-called 180-degree rule for your shutter speed. What it means is that your shutter speed should be double your frame rate or thereabouts. So if you shoot or film 25 frames per second, you need 1/50 shutter speed. And if your frame rate is 50 frames per second, then you're going to need something like 1/100 shutter speed or thereabouts. Now let me show you the difference between 180-degree rule shutter and whatever the camera chooses. On the left we can see 180-degree rule shutter, and on the right we can see whatever the camera chose. It's probably 1/1000 or something like that. And now if I stop the video, you can see that there's a clear motion blur in my hand on the left side, and on the right side it's completely frozen. And that kind of video footage just doesn't look so good because it looks choppy to our eyes. However, if you just select, for example, 1/150 shutter on a bright sunny day, your video footage is going to look like this. It's going to look overexposed and way too bright. So you're going to need some way to reduce the light that hits your camera sensor. And that is when a variable ND filter comes into play. I'm not going to go into very deep technical details about this filter, but basically when you put this filter over your camera's lens and then you rotate the filter, that makes the picture either darker or lighter depending on which way you rotate the filter. The filter that I have is made by Sandmark. I'll put a link down below for this filter just in case you're interested. It's an affiliate link, so if you use that link, you'll support my channel at the same time. There are probably other similar filters for your GoPro, but I'll just put that link down there for your convenience. This particular filter reduces the light by 6 to 3 stops depending on how you rotate the filter, and that is enough to use 1/50 or 1/100 shutter speed even on a bright sunny day. This filter comes in two parts, the filter and the holder. So make sure you order both parts and make sure the filter holder fits on your GoPro model. Mine is the Hero 8, but you may have a different model. Maybe you have some of the newer models. Mine is quite old already. And when you put the filter and the holder together, that whole assembly just snaps on or over your GoPro and it stays on really reliably. I have never managed to drop this off of my GoPro. And here are my recommended settings for your GoPro with a variable ND filter, regardless of the brand of the ND filter. First, you go to the settings and select the shutter speed, that is double your frame rate. If you have 25 frames per second, you choose 1/50 and so on. And then you set your ISO minimum and maximum values the same, just to make sure the camera does not change the ISO value for whatever reason. And for bright conditions, you choose ISO 100, the lowest setting for both the minimum and maximum ISO. And then when you start filming, you put on the filter and use the filter to set the exposure or the brightness of your picture. And then in low light conditions, you just remove the filter from your camera and use the ISO to set the exposure correctly or the brightness of the picture, and you'll get the same cinematic smooth footage even in low light conditions. You can also customize your GoPro screen, and you can have these settings, shutter speed and ISO in the corners of your screen, so they are readily available anytime you need to change them. And of course, this kind of a filter is also good for photography. If you take pictures on your GoPro camera and you'd like to have some motion blur in your pictures on a bright sunny day or bright light conditions. If you found this video helpful, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below for that if you don't live in Finland. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.